What's going on, everybody?
Hey
Man,
guys.
thank you for joining us for Retro Rewind Season 2, Episode 7. Today we have some great guests, but first, what in the hell has everybody been up to, man? I've been busy as hell. I just got my new TV finally. Took forever. But Jeff,
right.
why don't you tell us, man, what have you been up to?
Oh, just been making content, doing my usual streams. Last week I launched a new show, The Business of, where I am looking at the business side of different topics. Last week was fundraising. This week coming up, I've got Robert Riola, who is a sports tax expert. We're going to actually talk about the business side, not of just sports, but taxation and why being the first overall pick may not make you more money as much as you may think. And we're going to talk what a jock tax is and all sorts of fun stuff.
Wait a minute. Did you say jock strap?
Yeah, is there
Jock
a tax?
tax.
Oh.
I heard jockstrap.
We're going to spend an hour. I slow down when I say it to make sure I enunciate correctly. Jock tax. So we're going to look at why being the number one pick may not be the best thing for your financial career.
That's awesome, man. Miz Tracey, what have you been up to?
Oh man, I have been running out of games to play. I finished a whole bunch of games this week. I finished Resident Evil Village. I finished.
What did you think of that?
It was good. Lots of
Creepy
twists.
ass game. Yeah.
Yes, the baby in the hallway. Not a fan of the baby in the hallway.
Yeah. Oh,
but
that
yes,
baby was the creepiest part.
that
was
was really
very
creepy.
creepy.
But it was a good series. It was quick. Like
Yes,
I
it
did
was.
like 5 streams on it. Finished Tiny Tina's Wonderlands last night. That was good too.
Nice.
That was also too short, but that's what it feels like with every game that you enjoy, right? So
Yeah, especially with friends, if they can jump in with you, it seems to go so quick,
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I met one of my friends on Xbox. One of my guys that streams with me, Lance. I met him in real life last week.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
first time I've done that, where I've met somebody from
Awesome.
Xbox in real life, and it was a lot of fun.
That's
Awesome.
fantastic. The gaming community, I'm telling you, if you find the right one, you can meet some amazing people. Just some amazing people.
I don't mean to be full of myself. My community is pretty fucking awesome. Just saying.
Oh, no. Okay. Awesome,
Ray,
Miss Tracey.
what have you been up to?
Man, yesterday we went on a family outing. We went to a place in San Jose, California called the Plex, which it's a hockey ring, it's a soccer ring, it's rock climbing, it's basketball, it's cornhole, and also cornhole, whatever. Also arcades, and I can talk about that a little bit later, but me and my son got to play some really cool arcade machines. So yeah, and
That's
then
awesome.
yeah, and then you guys know, just playing a lot of Stadia, a lot of Luna, a lot of Xbox, everywhere. And then last night had a good time playing some Wreckfest with my friends. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Absolutely,
on Stadia.
Yesterday was my wife's birthday. Shout out to Sierra Rose. Happy birthday.
Woo! Happy birthday, Sierra.
We went out to eat, and there was an arcade attached to where we went to eat. So we went into the arcade, and I'm going to discuss that too. It's just funny. We both hit an arcade at the same time on the same day. That's
I know,
amazing.
that was weird. But I did play. She told me to play skee ball. I did play it.
Nice. Yeah, we played skee ball too. It was weird though. Well, I'll bring that up later. They gave us too many balls. It's incredible.
Don't even
not even that's
don't even touch
All
it.
too easy.
Yeah. Why don't you introduce our amazing guest, sir?
All right, excellent. So these are both repeat guests. So they've been on before. Our first guest goes by a new name now, but he has a really detailed collection of retro stuff, although he's in the process of moving. So I don't know what he's going to be able to show, if there's anything new, maybe packed. But we're going to bring in the great Matt.
Woo.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to be back.
Welcome back. Matt, welcome back.
And our other guest is the infamous MM2K.
Hey, what's going on, people? Hey, Jeff, did you say you're doing a show on Jock Itch? What's going on there?
I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
I
I'll be there. I'll be there, buddy.
John
I'll be there.
Strap, I'm right there with you, man.
There's going to be plenty of cream in that. Oh, man. Well, thank both of you, man. Matt and MM2K, thank you for making the time to join us today.
Absolutely.
We got some awesome topics to discuss, but Jeff, we always start with you, sir. Do you have a question for our awesome guest?
What about the birthday?
Oh, yes.
Can't forget. So, something very monumental today. We want to, here on Retro Rewind, we want to wish a happy 42nd birthday.
No way.
Happy birthday to Pac-Man.
The OG.
42nd?
Wow.
And in honor of that, I've got my OG 1980 version of my acid wash jean jacket from the 80s. Look at that bad boy, still fitting me.
Man,
look at
not
that.
only are you still in the same shape to wear that, but I think I saw 3 moths fly out from that thing.
So this is retro jean jacket, not this new modern crap that.
Hey, that was the style back then, man.
I know.
I had some acid 505 Levi's.
Oh
acid
yeah.
Wash. Woo.
Yep.
So we're going.
You know what I'm
we're
talking
going.
about.
There you go. So in honor of
Nice.
Pac-Man and 42nd birthday, I think Pac-Man is older than you, Will.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
And it was Puckman. We're celebrating.
It was. So yeah. So we're celebrating. Yes. Just to be clear, for those people that are going to start hating on me, they already been in my DMs yelling at me. This is when it was released in Japan. Was known as Puckman, but But it's still Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in October in North America, but we're celebrating because we always celebrate when it launches, and everything launches in Japan first, right? But so today is the official birthday.
Yeah, they didn't come out with Pac-Man Fever though. We did Pac-Man Fever, Pac-Man cereal, Pac-Man cartoon.
I have a question for you guys in chat. There's a game that I played, and it's Pac-Man, but instead of Pac-Man, it's Cops and Robbers.
They have some very weird.
Does anybody know what that's called? I can't even remember.
Oh wow!
It was on the Game Boy.
Yeah, they have some incredible Pac-Man games where you're actually Pac-Man with legs and arms running around like an RPG.
Yeah.
They've got
Oh, what?
Yeah. They got a bunch of Pac-Man games.
Always trying to capitalize on the publicity, right? The popularity. So lots of little spin-offs, lots of little fun
favorite cartoon was Pac-Man and his family, Miss Pac-Man, and all the ghosts were always chasing him when he was trying to go to work. That was one I had to get up every Saturday to watch that cartoon.
Cloudy B just gave that show a shout out, and what's super funny about that is that at the end of Happy Birthday, I was going to play the intro to the cartoon, but I would have been struck by the music, so I didn't.
Yeah,
right.
YouTube is erg.
MM2K, what is your first recollection of the Pac-Man?
Oh, my first recollection, it was a corner store that had it. And my mother worked in a corner store. And I saw it and I said, Mom, please break all the change in the register and let me play this thing. She said, okay.
She would have had the key. Would she have had the key to get into the coins?
Oh, no, the cash register where she was working at.
I know. But the machine itself, right? I worked in a grocery store, but we had or a convenience store, but we had the key.
Oh, you mean to take the quarters out? Oh, no.
Yeah. Or that
didn't own it.
We would have made Inside Edition or something because I would have found some way to get that key. No, there's no way. But
all right.
Yeah. Great game. I mean, and for a lot of people, started it all. That and pinball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Matt. What about you? What's your Pac-Man memory?
For me, it was I don't have it with me, but it was the Super Nintendo Pac-Man game. I think it was called Pac-Man's Adventures, and it was one of the most confusing games that I ever played. I had no idea what I was doing because it was a point-and-click adventure game, but it used the D-pad. It didn't use the Super Nintendo mouse, so I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I just spent like hours just walking back and forth. But that was like one of the first Super Nintendo games I ever played.
Right on.
Wow.
I loved Pac-Man in the arcade, but it was always like that was one of the games that was always packed. Like if you walked by Street Fighter 2 and was like, oh man, I don't want to wait 30 minutes, you turn and look, and Pac-Man, you had a 20-minute wait. It was just incredible. It was popular, very popular.
Yeah, and then all the spin-offs, Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man Jr. and I can't even think of them all.
Ms. Pac-Man was the first game I got to play as a chick, so I appreciated it.
Nice. Yeah, well, the Miss Pac-Man, they added a bow, right?
Yeah, that's literally the only difference.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Right on the Atari 2600, Miss Pac-Man.
Nice.
Good times.
Good times. Okay, so back to the point at hand. So MM2K, remind us, for people who maybe missed your first appearance, what does retro mean to you?
Retro means to me gaming that is centered around what made gaming charming at the beginning. Like, we didn't have all the polygons and the compute units and the pixels, but that's where, to make up for the fidelity that you see today, that the programmer had to be very, very innovative. You know what I mean? So less fluff, more innovation, more in tune with your imagination than it was fidelity. You know what I mean? So when I think of retro gaming, that's where those are the types of titles that I'm looking for.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing, MM. You can literally play some new games and get that same nostalgic feeling.
Yep.
It's amazing. I'm going to bring that up in just a moment, actually. But go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so one other question: what retro games do you have in your collection, or do you have a collection, or what do you have?
Ooh,
what do you
yes,
have?
I
Like,
do.
We obviously can't see behind you.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm on the run. No,
Stop, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm on the run. I actually did break into that Pac-Man machine. I've been on the run for the last 35 years. 42 years.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I've collected. I've been able. I used to collect, which that's probably for a different podcast. I used to collect Archie comics.
Okay.
Ooh.
And we had a situation where my Archie comics got destroyed, unfortunately. And then in the same box with my Archie comics were a lot of my old Nintendo games, like Excite Bike and stuff like that. And a lot of my Genesis games. Genesis was my favorite system. And games like Valis 3. I don't know if a lot of people, it was a bunch of badass female characters, and they were just kicking men's ass all over the screen from left to right. And it was one of the and it was one of the best video games as far as platforming and stuff was that I've ever seen.
That was a good series too.
Oh yeah. Check Valis 3. Like I remember when I was young, and I know I don't want to go too far in the weeds, but I was young and I wasn't making that much money, and I got a little paycheck. Paycheck was like $300, and I went across a retro gaming store, and they had Valis 3, and it was $299, and I'm like, I have $300. I don't have the tax. You have to give me this game. I don't care about any utilities or anything. Just get and the guy gave it to me for $250. And
wow. Okay, cool.
But that unfortunately was one of the games that I lost. That got destroyed. So right now, what I do have is I have classic RPGs, Arc the Lad. What else? Xenogears, Xenosaga. You know what I mean? I don't know if we can really call those retro. Those are like PlayStation 1 stuff. But that's the closest thing that I have right now to retro gaming.
All right, Matt. Same question.
Yeah, so I always tell people that retro is really just whatever is personal to you and like what you grew up playing. Because like I grew up playing mostly late Super Nintendo to early N64. But I mean, there's a lot of people now that they can sit here and they can say, oh, I play retro games. I've got the Wii. You really think about it. The Wii's nearing 20 years old. It came out in like 2005. It's nearing 20 years old. So when you really think about it, like PS2, GameCube, Wii, original Xbox. That stuff's gonna. It's pretty close to starting to be called retro. So I think retro is like it's anything that like you personally grew up playing with and something that makes like a big impact in your life.
I call PlayStation 3 retro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people draw the line at HDMI.
Right.
Some people, right? That seems to be a common thread. The HDMI before and after. There's your,
Mhm.
but yeah, Wii's almost 20. PlayStation 3 is what, 15, 18?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
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 Well, speaking of what MM2K was basically referring to, and I was as well, that some of these games can give you a nostalgic feeling. There's a new game coming out called Remote Life, and this game reminds me so much of R-Type, Life Force.
Life Force.
Yeah.
All of these older
game.
games. And it's new. It's coming out, but it's definitely got that nostalgic vibe. Here, I'm going to bring up a video real quick. Check this out. It's pretty cool.
Hey,
Hopefully
Pro,
I
everybody's
all
telling you
the-
to
I know.
turn your okay.
I turned it up. I'm hoping it's okay. Let me know, guys.
It is still kind of a bit low. To me, at least.
Ooh, remote.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Now,
Dude,
it's
that looks
2D.
like a little bit of R-Type and Life
Yeah.
Force and Gradient.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks incredible, man. The way they do the 2D graphics now, they're 3D representations in 2D, and they just look amazing. With
Yeah,
the,
it's
the
awesome.
frames and the detail. I mean, check this out. It's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
It looks frustrating too, though. But I love these type of games. Life Force was one of my favorites.
Dude, I played that game for hours in my studio apartment, man. I love that game.
Yeah, did you know the code to get you the 21 guys or whatever?
Come on, man. You know I use that code.
I had to do that to beat the game, man. But it was
Yeah.
it was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So out May 27th.
Oh,
Remote
oh,
Life.
that-
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, that's really close.
It's next
Yeah,
week.
man.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's got that very retro, nostalgic vibe, like mid 80s, early 90s, feel. And I can't wait to check that out, man. That's right up my alley.
Konami used to make a lot of those games. That was my favorite, kind of like space through the dodging aliens and stuff. I think Life Force was by Konami. I think.
I would have to look that up.
Was it?
I would have to look that up.
I know I needed help with that game. I could beat R-Type. I couldn't beat Life Force. Nah.
Yeah, Life
That
Force
was too hard.
was kind of hard, but they had the interesting enemies, the giant eyeballs and
Mhm,
the
yeah.
arms are moving.
Very
It was-
creepy.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
creepy. It was almost like you were traveling through a body too. You're shooting
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really dope.
But those games help with eye coordinating and your hands.
Mhm.
You were younger,
Mhm.
Mhm.
so yeah.
Absolutely. Ray, what did you play at the arcade, sir? What was your experience like with your son?
Ooh.
First of all, man, I love zombies, so I said, son, I got Walking Dead, and so get in, we scan, we got our little scan cards, boost cards, loaded up, and then we hopped in. There was she's got one.
It's David
There was crossbows, and you had to constantly reload. So we played Walking Dead, we played Jurassic Park. We're riding in a Jeep and we're shooting the dinosaurs and stuff.
that's
That
fun.
was fun. We played Justice League, which is one of my favorite fighting games, the Justice League. And oh my god, because the people who made Mortal Kombat made that game. No, not that. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Oh my god, it actually was called Injustice. And what else did we play? We played Jurassic Park. We played Walking Dead. We played the boat turbo game where you're in a speedboat and it has
Hydro
a boost.
Thunder?
Yes, and it has a
Hydro
boost.
Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, so you can boost. So we played that. And that was really fun. And I was trying to win a Nintendo Lite, and I just by that much, you got to push the thing in it's supposed to push it out. and it didn't work. But
Yeah, that's how they get you.
that's how they
Yeah.
get you.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Pick that card again. Try again.
yeah, just those games. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And then, guys, when you did play the superhero Injustice game, it would spit out cards.
Oh,
That's
let me
cool.
get- let me get
Oh,
your
wow.
first screen
Yeah.
array so they can
I
see
said,
it.
wait a minute. I've never seen. There's Marshall. Well, no, that's Black Adam movie coming out. You got oh my God, Doomsday. He doesn't like Superman.
Oh, wow.
And then you
Okay.
got Martian Man. You know, I mean, where's Superman and Wonder Woman and Flash? You know,
Mhm.
but so you know why they do that? So you can play again.
Oh, yeah.
Try to
Exactly.
get Wonder
Yep.
Woman.
More
and that.
cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put up a hammock and keep playing. That's what they
Yeah,
do.
there you go. There you
They're
go.
gonna-
But yeah,
they're
that was
gonna
all
fleece
yesterday.
Fleece you trying to get that card you want.
Yeah, they even have a website where you can go and you can put some more money on the cards,
Hmm.
and there's tickets that are loaded on the cards. But I mean, I went to go see what kind of prize I could claim with my card, and I got an eraser that you could put on the end of a number 2 pencil, and I'm like, I have to be here for days to get what I want, you know? So it was crazy.
That's kind of the point.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the first time I've been in an arcade, man, in over 10 years. So I was shocked at the games that I saw. I was shocked there was a Halo arcade game.
Oh my
Wow.
God, Fire Team Raven, I
Bro,
beat
I
that.
wish you would have took
Yeah.
a picture of
Oh, you
that,
beat
man.
it?
I beat it. I sat there and played. But you don't understand. For me, that was huge because I have EDS and my joints are like a mess.
So you
And
could
you have to
sit.
hold that shaking gun. So after I beat it, I was done for the day. I couldn't even move, but I was so happy. So you have like this big, huge gun. You got to hold it up like this, and you shoot. And it was like a, I don't know, 45-minute game.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Fire
Yeah,
Team
I think there was 7 levels or something.
I think it was 8.
Oh, 8. Okay. Well, Sierra and I sat down in the booth, and we were so jealous. Ray shared a picture of the Walking Dead booth that he got to sit in, and I wish we were playing that. But I do love Halo.
You know, it's on my Twitter page. If you want, I did put the pictures up on the Twitter page.
Right on. I'll have to
If you want to
bring that
go
up.
back, take a look at it.
Absolutely. But the Halo game, you had the grenades on top. I figured that out too late. So like,
Oh yeah.
but very, very, very interesting game. Kind of on rails a little bit. Don't know if there's multiple paths or not you could take, but
I just
but
sent you the picture of Fire Team Raven on Twitter.
But we had we had a good time, and we also did skeet ball. And Ray's right; they don't spit out the tickets anymore to you. They all get loaded onto the card when you.
I'm
swipe.
looking for the ticket, man. And my son's like, "What are you doing?" I'm looking for the tickets. Dumbass, it's on the card, Dad.
Well, Sierra and I got a little bit of points, and she was able to. She didn't get an eraser, Ray. Not that level. We got a pixie stick.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course,
okay.
I
Wow.
ended up getting like a single Jolly
All right.
Rancher when I was at Dave & Buster's. So fucking one piece of candy.
I could have got a pinwheel, you know, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can erase stuff with that eraser.
Hey,
that's
that's
true,
true.
Miss Tracey.
Oh man. So Matt, what have you been up to in your life, sir? I know it's been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've
we've been
been
trying to
doing.
keep up with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep up with myself. I mean, I've been going through obviously like rebranding, trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. And my wife and I were actually going to be moving up to Virginia, more than likely by the end of June, just because, you know, better life opportunities and stuff. And I've kind of figured that like Virginia has houses with basements. So we're, you know, hopefully I could get a house that has a basement, and I could get like, you know, a true like
Game room?
basement man cave. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm waiting to get to there to start being like more active and stuff like that. And you can see behind me, like things are kind of a mess. There's boxes everywhere. All of my consoles are bubble wrapped. But it's been a fun experience because I get home from work and it's just like, all right, start packing now. Got to start packing now. So I would
You
say I'm
still got-
probably.
So you still got some goodies back there, I can see.
I do, yeah. This is the room that I'm going to tackle last, just because it has like the most stuff just all over the floor. Because we had our realtor come over and he was like, "You gotta get rid of that orange paint in your other room. That's not going to sell." I was like,
Aw.
"All right, gotta paint that room. Got to do that room first." Yeah, I mean that's mostly what I've been up to lately is just getting all the packing done and everything. And I've been on a big Wario kick lately. I was telling Jeff too that there's been this big thing with I don't know if anyone's played Wario Land, like the classic Wario Land games, like on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of people that have been making Wario Land clones. Like there's one developer, he's making one called Pizza Tower, and there's another one that was just recently announced. It's called Ant and Blast, and the whole thing is just like, well, if Nintendo's not going to make it, I'm going to make it. And it's like when I say it's a Wario Land clone, it is like picture perfect Wario Land, and it's up on Kickstarter, and I'm preparing to back it to as much of the ability as I can. But yeah, it's just gotten me back into playing the Wario Land games. I mean, got Wario Land 2 on the Game Boy Color, and Wario Land 3 is the next one that I'm going to start playing. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I've been up to, is just a lot of packing and getting ready to hopefully set up the man cave of my dreams, hopefully.
Mr. Urban World would like to know how you got the game boxes on the wall like that.
So
like your shelves, or
yeah, so those are actually they're like shed hooks. I don't know if you could kind of see the like the little prongs sitting like right there. Yeah, they're like shed hooks for like hanging tools.
Cool.
And yeah, I just saw those and I was just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I mean, sure enough, they hold boxes perfectly.
Look, it
Nice.
works. It works. We just my wife, her cousins just moved. We're out here in California, but they just moved to their house in Virginia, and they love it. They love it. I'm from North Carolina, and I got relatives in Richmond and Norfolk. Homes are beautiful. The basements are huge. Yeah, just be careful of water.
Right.
You know, when it rains and stuff, be careful.
Right.
Well, Jeff, I have a question for you. Are all Canadians insane?
Yes.
They are? Okay.
no pause,
Yes,
no
yes,
thought.
yes,
just
yes, we
immediate
are.
yes.
Yes, we are.
I think I found your cousin. He loves
Excellent.
wildlife. He loves wildlife, and I'm going to show him to you, Jeff. But
All right.
this literally made me think that every Canadian is insane. All right, he's got a little pet. Let's see, or a few of them. Let's see.
A little pet.
Dude, this makes me think that Canadians are crazy. I don't know. Let's see. Here's Jeff's cousin.
I knew you were going to do the raccoon and the hot dog guy. I knew it. I knew
Hot
it.
dogs.
Look
Yeah,
at
he's
how
giving
many
them
of
hot
those-
dogs.
Oh,
those
God.
venomous
I have
bastards he's
story for
feeding.
you guys.
Dude,
So-
I showed this to my wife. Man. She ran
Good
out of
old
the room.
cousin
How fat they
Jimmy. Oh, good old cousin Jimmy.
I know
damn.
someone who fed raccoons like this.
This is
She fed them
crazy.
dog food and marshmallows.
This is crazy. You know, there's
Let
gotta
me
be
tell you
30
something.
raccoons
I
at
bet he
least.
ain't going out there cleaning
I
up
don't know
them
where they all
droppings.
Oh my god.
Can
Yeah,
you
they all love
believe
me.
that? Now that okay, so just a little background, just a little bit. We had a baby or a pet raccoon at one point. There was a tree that was getting cut down or something, and the mother got spooked. She crawled out of the little hole that she had her cubs in or whatever, and she fell out of the tree. She died. So there was 4 baby raccoons, and they all got homes, and we ended up getting one of them. And when they grow up and they get big like that, as soon as they go, like this little raccoon would would come up to you and like to play with chains in your pocket. They have little monkey hands. They have fingers and stuff. Anyway, they'll take a bottle and roll back on their back and eat and drink. But anyway, make a long story short, once they get big like that, they go into heat. And once they do that, or they get into the mating season, they are, even if you've had them your whole life, they're not friendly. So that guy sitting out there with all of those raccoons so bloated, I was like, oh, he's going to get mauled.
Yeah.
Bro, I pulled up to my house, and I said, what is that on my I got a lemon tree. I'm like, what's that up in my lemon tree, right? And I looked, dude, I saw this claw. They got sharp claws, folks.
Yeah.
They're not nice. I'm sorry. Babies,
Yeah,
maybe, but when they're big, hell no. When they're in the trash cans,
Yeah.
You better watch out.
Yeah, they're plentiful here in Pennsylvania. I've had to trap one, and they sent a young guy to come and get it, and he was terrified. So he like took this big stick and he grabs it with the stick, and it extended his arms and went, and he threw the stick, and I said, "Oh my goodness, don't kill the damn thing!" But
for those that follow me on Instagram, you would have seen yesterday I posted a story. I was eating a hot dog just at the local foot-long hot dog point. And there was a little raccoon. And there was all these people. It was a nice day. There was all these people. And it was just walking around like it owned the place. And it didn't care that we were there. People were feeding it. It was, and a couple of years ago, I was up at our where our cottage used to be in the resort. And we had one of those garbage compactors. So, the big long thing, you open the door, you throw the crap in. It was, 8 or 9 at night, and I opened up the thing to throw the crap in, and a raccoon jumped out at me, and I screamed. And for those of you that have heard me scream, it's a little higher pitched. And so of course I go running down, and there was this little girl she comes running over on her bicycle. She's about 8, and she goes, "Everything okay, mister? I heard a little girl scream." Okay.
Oh man.
I'm like, "Yeah, sweetie, it's okay. That was just me. Carry on with your life." Watch out for the raccoon.
All right, I made it.
Possum, skunk, and raccoons out here. It's pretty bad. And mountain lions.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the mountain lions.
I think the same thing is happening here. That's happening all over. Is that we're just developing all their homes, and so coyotes and places have nowhere to go. Because we're just destroying all their homes, putting up homes. And my final comment to SPG: yes, we're all crazy, but we have free healthcare. So,
he said, "There you have it."
Oh, jeez.
He said, "So we get treated at will."
Yeah, he's covered.
But I mean, like, it's just like y'all got the raccoons, but just in Florida, just replace it with alligators.
Oh, that's no joke, right there, man. I've seen people in those paddle boards or little kayaks that have to get away because they're as long as the damn kayak.
Yeah.
Wow.
You wouldn't catch me on the water in Florida. No.
Not at all.
Not.
Alligators.
Absolutely not.
And they have those little lizard things too, don't they, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, we've got water moccasins, which are very poisonous snakes. We got all types of lizards, both native and invasive. But I mean, like, I still go out of my kayak. Alligator will just swim by, and you could tell who is from Florida and who is not from Florida, because the people from Florida, they're just kind of like, all right, there you go. People that are not from Florida, that are just like, boy, you better
scared of you
out of the water.
Yeah, they're scared of you too. So as long as you leave them alone, same with
water moccasins.
Water moccasins maybe a little different, but most if you leave them alone, they're gonna leave you alone because they're just as scared.
Yep.
Right?
No, sometimes you don't know, man, because I mean, I lived in Jacksonville, Florida, and if you go walk, you're a kid, you just walk and you just stumble upon their territory. Those things are very territorial, and they will bite you. And alligators, people think alligators are slow animals. They're not. They're actually pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I played Red Dead. I know how fast
Ain't Red Dead.
Simpleton's right. People from Florida are built different. I mean, I'll be out fishing and there'll be an alligator just chilling like 6 feet away from me, and as long as he don't mess with me, I'm not going to mess with him, vice versa, and we just mind our business. If I catch a fish, I'll just throw it at him and he'll usually be fine.
No, my dad took me to the alligator wrestlers, and I'm like, Dad,
where they dive on
fingers,
roll with them and stuff.
What's that? Yeah.
Where they dive on them and roll with them and stuff.
They dive on them, rub their bellies, stick their head inside the alligator. I'm like, one guy, he was missing a finger, and he's like, that's what happened, but I love these creatures.
Is he a pirate too?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah. But nah, dude, I was scared to go in the swamps, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I was scared. Very scared, because we had the dog catcher, and we had the alligator catcher, and you call right away. You see one of those suckers.
All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I want to know what you guys think of this. Now, this is mainly for all of the UK people who are watching. Your lovely queen is
I got it.
getting rid of one of her
Giant
retro
rats.
consoles. Pow!
Oh, yep.
Queen Elizabeth's
What?
gold Nintendo Wii is officially up for sale. Are there
Oh,
any
man.
takers?
Excuse me. What?
A gold-plated Wii. There she is having a good time. Look at that.
Now, Ray, correct me. We've talked about gold-plated, but was it not the Queen version before last season, or is it just a different random gold-plated?
I think we were talking about a gold Nintendo 64 at one point. We were talking
we?
about gold
Yeah.
cartridges in Nintendo for like
Yeah.
Zelda.
Too much
Yeah.
gold on this show. I can't keep it straight.
But yeah, the idea of the Queen Liz boxing as me of herself or going head to head with Prince Charles in some of the best Nintendo Wii games might be too much for you to comprehend. But yeah, that's interesting, man. Just making it gold, and just because she owned it doesn't make it any more
Exactly. Yeah.
How much?
desirable.
How
So
much?
is it like it's gold? Like it's not just colored gold; it's gold.
No.
Yes. It's got to be.
It's not gold.
It says
It's
gold plated.
It's plated. That you spit on it, that gold's gonna come right off.
You're gonna rub the gold right off.
You know?
Does it say how much?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't see a price.
I'm seeing here it was it looks like it was previously listed in
3,000.
yeah.
Yeah,
In
there was
2021, it looks like they had originally listed it with an asking price of $300,000.
Oh,
That's why I
Now
thought
it's at
that's why I thought
3,000?
we had talked about it before. I'd pay $3,000 for that.
Yeah, all right. So let's get into that for just a second. That is a little outrageous.
That's a price difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Queen's Golden Nintendo Wii is on sale for $3,000 at the time of writing, with 12 days left of the auction. But $300,000 is what it was originally put up for.
Yeah, it said in October of 2021, it was originally listed for $300,000, but nobody bid on it.
I bet.
Wow.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, but 2021, there were all sorts of weird, stupid prices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's some
You know.
diehard collectors though that would collect
Yeah.
like.
I mean, this is going to be one of those things where, like, in a couple months, you're going to see like a Metal Jesus Rocks video of added the Queen's gold weed to my collection.
that guy's got everything.
Yeah.
Man.
Still trying to get him on the show.
That guy goes to Japan to look for gems.
Mhm,
Like, I mean, come on, who does that?
Yeah. I mean, if he ends up with it, I'm not going to be surprised in the slightest if he's like got something special coming in the mail.
Right? So, Matt, what is the last thing that you collected, sir, and why?
So, last thing I actually received, it was a another Pong console. It was the Philco Ford Telehogo 2 Pong console. It's in a box, so unfortunately I can't pull it out. But it was it was actually one of the first video game consoles ever released in Brazil in, I think it was the late 70s, and it was a partnership between the company Philco and Ford Auto, like Ford the truck company. They came together and they came out with this video game console and released it in Brazil, because I guess Brazil has like some strange like laws that prevent like video games from being as mass produced as like they are in America. But it was like one of the first video game consoles that was publicly released in Brazil. So I saw that on eBay and I was going to scoop this up. It's an interesting piece. But that's the most recent thing I picked it up. And again, it's just because I like Pong consoles. I think they each, even though it's the same game, they each have their own unique style and their own unique gimmick, because everybody just wanted to cash out on Atari's success for the Pong game.
Yeah, well, I just realized, or just came under my understanding recently, that a lot of other countries didn't have a Nintendo. They had a clone Nintendo, or a clone Sega, but they didn't actually have a Nintendo or a Sega. Like we discussed the Terminator 2 console a few weeks ago. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
That was even labeled that.
Yeah, and I think Sega, at least in the 80s and early 90s, was the only company that let other countries like have video game consoles.
Yes.
Because I think to this day, at least in like Brazil and like Portugal, the Sega Master System is still like mildly produced. by like some
wow.
people. Because I think if you look at its like wiki page, it still says that like in small parts of like Brazil, there are people that still manufacture the Sega Master System for sale.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's just amazing, man.
Mhm.
How
I mean,
different people in other countries their gaming start was different. You know, they
Mhm.
may have been playing
Mhm.
some of the same games, but not
Yeah.
the same system.
Right.
Go ahead, Ray.
I mean, you can go into like Target and they still make. I mean, there's systems that. There's a company called ATT or something AT something, but they make a Sega Genesis,
Mhm.
Mm.
and they make they make machines that are loaded with Sega games and different games,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
it's just plug and play. I mean,
Yeah.
you still to this day see that, and it's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
And I think I think it's that like at games or something. And I think it can play like 30 Sega games, but I think you can also put like Genesis cartridges in it too.
Yeah, I've seen
It's
those
like
too.
this little tiny thing.
Yes.
It's built like garbage, and I mean it's a horrible system.
Are you
But
I
talking
mean, it's
about
like
the little Sega that was like the mini that was released in like 98 or 99 or 97, and it had it could take the real cartridges?
no. So
I
this
had-
is actually
I had one of those.
yeah. This one was like produced in like the mid 2010s. And it's
Mhm.
still made today. It's one of those like
Mhm.
$29.99 systems.
Yeah.
And it has like built-in games. Oh, but you can also play real Sega games on it. And people are like, oh, that's great. Until they realize that it corrupted their cartridge and they're like, I can't use this anymore.
Hey, Stevie,
Yeah, if you're
still kinda
interested.
quiet.
What's that?
So, your mic is still kind of quiet.
I'm still quiet. Here, I'll turn it up some more. I just don't want to be too loud.
There
Is
you
that-
go. Now you're about the
There
same
you
as
go,
everybody
Is that
else.
a little
That's
better?
good.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know exactly what Matt's talking about. If you guys are ever in the Northeast, particularly in Pennsylvania or in Ohio, there's a store called the Exchange. Used to be the Video Game Exchange, and they sell used games, CDs, things of that nature, and they always get in those retro copied consoles. There's like a new one every 6 months, Matt. You know what I mean? And I always wondered if they were legal. I'm like, why are you guys? Is this legit? But I guess so. You know.
Yeah.
Well, most of them made it like overseas, like China, and
Mhm.
there's like a bunch of
Yeah.
them. I
And
mean,
they're
I even
subject to
bought a
different
Chinese Wii, that was loaded with games, and it had all the like Nintendo Wii clone sports stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it over in my closet. I bought it a long time ago. It's like, hey, Evan, you wanted a Wii? Here you go. But I actually have the Wii, but
Mhm.
I was messing with them.
Well, and it's funny you talk about like bootleg Wiis. There's a console. I'm still looking for the console, but I have some of the games. It's called the Zavix port, and yeah, like X. It's XAVIX Zavix port, and the funny thing is it was a console. I think it was made in like mid 2010s to try to capitalize off of the Wii, but it uses cartridges, and to get the motion sensing, the cartridges have a camera built on top of it. And I found this at Goodwill, and I was just like,
wow.
I was like, what
Here,
is
I'm
this?
going to make you full screen so we
Yeah.
can get a little better look at that.
But yeah, it's like the cartridges, they have a camera built in. So when you stick it in, it sits like this, and you use the
Wow.
controllers, and the camera is supposed to pick up the motion.
Wow.
And so a lot of people, they always sit here and they're just like, the Wii's motion capture is garbage. And I'm just like, you clearly haven't played this thing.
Yeah, you swing today, it registers next Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That reminds me of the first Connect.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Ouch.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of people have been making their own arcade systems, and I have been really looking into this. And I think I'm going to do something like this. I've already got an 8 terabyte hard drive that's got a whole bunch of stuff on it, but I think I want something like this because it's a real arcade cabinet. It's made out of real steel. It's reinforced. You got real good joysticks. Here, I'm going to share my screen here and share a video, but I'm going to share the screen first. It is pricey.
Yeah,
It is pricey.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
About $3,000. It's a hot item, but it's not just one arcade game, and I think that's the benefit of it. And it would feel like a real cabinet. My thing
How
with
many
the one-up
how many
cabinet,
games can you put in there?
as many that you can fit on your drive. I'll show you. Okay,
Oh,
due to
okay.
supply chain issues, our black trim is out of stock until December. To see the videos, the product with all options thoroughly explained, scroll down. These are the he's got different color cabinets here. It's steel. It looks really, really cool. And I'm gonna end this here real quick, and I'll show you the little video of the guy describing what he has made here. It's actually
Still a
really
high price tag.
It is.
Well, I'll once I
You
see
can
the
build one,
video.
though.
Once I see the video,
when he describes how like what it costs for some of the components and stuff like that, you'll see you could build one yourself, but this is fully built for you.
Okay.
Yeah, totally built for you. So, all right, let me share this video real quick here. Okay.
Tack on another 25% for Canada.
Is anybody else a little threatened by Jeff's scissors?
And shout out to
I hope he's wearing some. He ain't wearing pants. Jeff,
He's wearing shorts.
Like what the
Be
hell?
careful with
Dude?
them scissors,
Sit
bro.
up, man.
Okay, so this video originated on Mr. Awesome's YouTube channel, Mr. Space Awesome, capital M, capital A, and he builds these. So let's check out his video real quick. We're gonna try to have him on the show.
Hey guys, Awesome Arcades. In this video, I am showing you our 32-inch LED Storm.
We're gonna watch
arcade.
a few minutes of this,
When
and
I
we'll
say
come back.
32 inches, I'm describing the monitor. Monitors are measured diagonally, so anytime somebody tells you they have, a 60-inch monitor or a 32-inch monitor, they're talking about the diagonal measurement.
Right.
I do have another arcade on the website that is also a 32-inch LED arcade. So this one is called the Storm. The other one I have is called the Typhoon. And I get a lot of people that say, well, what are the difference between the two? Because they're the same price. They both have a 32-inch monitor. And so, real quick, the only thing I'll say is that the Typhoon and the Storm are very similar. They have the same monitor, the same joysticks and buttons. They have the same wiring harnesses. The only real difference is that the Storm, has a metal shell. It's a metal subframe with an interchangeable shell. And if you go on the website, you're going to notice that I've got blue, black, red, and if you check back around December of this year, this is 2021, I am going to be getting
So it'll
gray
feel like a real
and
cabinet,
white.
sturdy, just
in
like
terms
what you
of
go to
the,
stand in front of the arcade.
Typhoon, the Typhoon is
He's going to explain
a black cabinet.
the boards
it's
here
made
in a second.
of wood.
That's
It's
the
made of the
interesting
same
part.
material that my cocktail tables are made out of. So the
Oh
Typhoon
my
is a wood
God!
cabinet.
You're
It's a
doing
little
cocktail
bit heavier.
tables.
It's 2 inches taller, but it does
That's
have
a
the
great
same
way to
monitor
play
and all the same
Pac-Man with a
components.
buddy.
Really, the main difference is just how they look. It's all aesthetics. It's about what is more pleasing to the eye, to each customer, since basically they do the same things, they play the same games. And so one thing I'll point out, this backlit plexiglass thing here is called the Marquee. There are two different options on the website. This one is obviously the arcade one. I've got another one that is my business logo. It says Awesome, and those are backlit. If you wanted to get something different, it's very easy to change that. There's just 6 bolts on the back, and you can lift that little blue thing off there and then slide in a new thing and then put the 6 bolts back in. It takes like 3 minutes. If you wanted to get like your last name, your business name, your kid's name for his birthday,
it's
something like that,
customizable
I do
even.
have access to a graphic designer that can create something for you.
What?
If you did want to get something that is licensed,
Man, you could
I
have
get a
an
lot of requests
MM2K
for, like,
cabinet.
Marvel superheroes, like Street Fighter, Pac-Man. Legally,
Pac-Man
I
and
can't
Madden.
ship those things,
Yeah.
but I do know a guy that can make those for you, and you could buy those direct.
So he should
from
be
him.
talking about
I
these
just can't
jammer
install them
boards
for
here
you.
in a
You
minute,
have to install
and he'll
that
explain
yourself.
what jamming
Again,
is for
if
jammer.
it's not licensed, I can definitely install it. If it's trademarked or licensed, you could do that at home. I do have a video.
We're
that'll
adults.
kind
We
of
know
walk
what
you through
jamming
that
is.
process. It's super simple. So that's an optional base that you could add during checkout. There's also an optional trackball that you could add during checkout. And there are some
have to give me
optional
some golden
PlayStation
tea
controllers up
with that
here that I'll tell you
trackball.
about in a second that you can add during checkout. This cabinet right here is on wheels. So on the bottom of the cabinet, there's 4 wheels. You can roll it around. There's also levelers that you can unscrew. So when you get it to the spot where you want it to sit, you can just unlevel those and bring it on down, and then it'll be, it'll stay put once you.
So what I would be interested in is how much the cabinet is without the guts, and I'd buy the guts separate, do it myself. Probably.
The height. This cabinet is 60 inches.
Let me
off
skip
the
ahead
base.
just for a second.
And so obviously it's off the base. You could actually sit at a folding chair, or I'd say probably 90% of people.
I think he's getting into the board
choose
now.
the base. And so this machine is designed to play what are called horizontal games. Horizontal just means landscape. And so if you're looking around at different companies that sell arcade games, you might have heard this, maybe not, but there's two kinds of games in this world. Games that go side to side, they're called horizontal games, and games that move up and down, they're called vertical games. So side to side games, examples of those are games like Defender, Super Mario Brothers, Street Fighter. So for an arcade company to build an arcade that plays horizontal games, what we do is we take a TV, the same way you watch TV at home on your TV stand, and they just install it right into the cabinet. Landscape orientation. The other kind of game is called a vertical game. Vertical game examples are games like Miss Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, Frogger. To play vertical games, what an arcade game company does is they take that TV that's on your TV stand at home, and they turn it from landscape, I almost said portrait. They turn it from landscape into portrait. And so if you walked up to a Miss Pac-Man arcade, what you'd be looking at is a TV that has actually been turned on its side and installed into the cabinet.
Hey,
and
this is
it
shit I
plays
didn't
those
know.
games
Yeah.
in a vertical mode.
Yeah, this guy's a
And
genius.
so
I've
there's
been
a
watching
game board
some
that
of
I'm going
his
to show you in a
videos.
second that
Yes,
actually
keyboard.
can play both. It can do both vertical and horizontal games, all from a horizontal or landscape screen. Now, that type of capability didn't
Maybe
used
I'll
to be
see the
available.
games he's got up there,
Until about
Donkey
5 years
Kong.
ago, if a customer
Yeah, he's
called
got
and
a
said,
whole
hey, I want
list
a
up
machine
there.
that can do Super Mario
Yeah,
Brothers
it says
and
Mario.
Miss Pac-Man, we couldn't do it. Because of how the monitor is installed, if you wanted those two kinds of games, you had to buy two separate cabinets. And then a company called Pandora and a couple of others started coming out with different game boards that could play both vertical and horizontal
Golden
games.
Axe.
And so the game board that I'm showing you
Love
right
that
now
game.
is called the Pandora Family DX, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. But it does have the ability to display. So this is just
He's
the
a little
menu screen. When
long-winded.
you choose a game, it does fill up the full screen if you're playing horizontal games like Defender. Now, if you play a vertical game on this horizontal screen, what it's going to do, it's going to put in little black bars on the side, and then it's going to play the vertical game
For the
in like
original
a
aspect
square
ratio.
on the center of the screen. It does not fill the full screen. And that's actually a good thing, because it's actually going to play it in the
A
original
lot of
4:3
emulators
aspect
stretch
ratio.
it, stretch the image.
Yeah, exactly.
When they first started doing the vertical horizontal thing, the first versions of those boards that came out, they would take games like Miss Pac-Man and they would just stretch them out
He's almost to the
to
board.
fill the full screen. But what that would do is it would affect the movement, because the image has been stretched out. The movement side to side was not going to be the same speed as the movement up and down.
Very interesting.
And eventually they figured out a way to put them in their original
Gauntlet,
aspect
Space
ratio,
Invaders.
which was 4:3. There's asteroids.
Splunker.
It's almost like if you've ever watched an 80s movie on a modern widescreen TV, you know how they put those little black bars on the top and the bottom? It's basically the same thing, but they're going to be doing it on the side. Sometimes they
sides.
do it on, they'll have the black bar on one side, like Pac-Man is a black bar here,
Punch
and then
out.
the square is
Pole
shifted to the
position.
right. Sometimes
Dude,
it's on
that's
both
a lot of
sides,
stuff
like
on
Miss
there.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
But
Paperboy.
anyway.
That's probably the
So-
arcade Paperboy too. The
These
better one.
machines play what are called JAMA game boards. And
Here
so
we go.
JAMA is a programming language, but in a nutshell, I've got one sitting here. This is what the board looks like. I bought this on Amazon Prime. It was $90.
$90.
There are direct links on where to buy these in the product description for this cabinet. But basically, a JAMA board looks just like, almost like a Nintendo cartridge. If you ever remember like a Nintendo
That's
cartridge,
more like a Neo Geo
had to
cartridge.
blow down
Yeah.
to get them to work. And so inside they had those teeth. But basically, this cabinet has a door on the front.
And it seems when you
you
see the
remove that
board,
door,
he
inside,
describes the outlets.
you're going to see something that looks just like this.
Straightforward.
And so basically, this is the female part. And you're going to take this female part, and it gets pressed onto. Try to hold the phone with one hand to do it. But that part gets pressed onto that part.
Yep.
Then there's a monitor cable, just like a computer monitor. That gets plugged into the back. And then if you do decide to get the trackball, there is a little trackball port here. So that's what that's
wow.
for. And so these are called JAMA game boards. JAMA is a programming language, J-A-M-M-A. And if you're shopping around, you're looking at all these different companies' games. All multi-game arcade companies and most arcades in general are playing a platform called JAMA. JAMA's just a universal programming language that.
So thank you, Mr. Awesome, for that video there describing all that. But that is the system that I would like to
that
build.
was cool. That was cool. I like that.
Because it would feel like a real arcade. It would still be emulated.
Yep.
But man, that looks fire to me. Ray, did you grab one of those? Not for $3,000, I understand. But if you could pick up that board for $90 and just build it and hook it to a monitor.
I would. I mean, does he have like a plan? Can you
payment plan? Yeah.
Payment plan or something?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got.
You send him a couple of Swanson dinners,
or maybe he could cut. I don't have to have all those games. Like how much for one game or two games?
Just pour it in my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
But you gotta give it to him though, man. The custom work, which I totally
that's why he can charge
that's what
so
you're
much.
paying. Yeah, exactly.
Because when I worked in the jewelry store, we had a machine because people used to like if they wanted somebody's name on a bottle or if they wanted somebody's hubcaps, cut it out and stuff like that. Certain designs and stuff like that, man. Like to make all that with your hands and machines, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I could totally understand why you got to charge for the labor and the work that you put in there. So now to see what he does and everything and all that custom work, that's I can understand why he pays that much. And the ball, adding the roller ball and all that, that's all cool. And he's like, at checkout, you can get this and get this and this. I was really impressed. And I think the price is good, man, because that's a custom.
It's
custom made. It's custom made. So yeah, the price, definitely.
It's like anything. Once you buy it, you can make it your own. Whatever you want to load it with.
It's got wheels. You can roll it. Like my wife, get that out of here. I can.
All right, honey.
Okay, sure.
Playing it while you're rolling
in the garage.
And I gotta say too, it's a lot of people obviously like our first reaction to that price was like, Jesus, that's a lot of money, $3,000. But then you really start to think about it. You go into Best Buy and you see those arcade 1-ups that are like $300-$400 a piece, and to get all the games you want, you're going to be spending close to $3,000 anyways. So really thinking about it, you get all the custom work. I like that you get the option of adding the trackball because let's face it, a lot of people play those golf games.
Yeah,
Golden TV.
You get all of that for $3,000. That's really not a bad deal. You can move it wherever you want instead of having to lift them. And
it'll be exactly. The 1-up, I've never got a 1-up. I wanted the Simpsons one, and they got a Dragon's Lair coming out that looks amazing with the box art and all that, or cabinet art. But I'm afraid if I got one of those, it'd feel like a toy, or I'd snap.
I had to help build those when we put up a demo when I worked at Best Buy, and I mean it's all that cheap press board. And almost like a month later, the controller, like the art that was on like the controller board, was rubbing off from all the people playing. And so it's like the quality is obviously there with that custom one that guy makes. So I mean, I hope my wife's not watching this, but I mean, I might have to look into getting one of those to christen the new game room.
We gotta get him on the show and then see if we can get the hookup pro.
Yeah, man. July 17th, we have Jason Baker from Integrum Retro, who also does some cabinet gaming stuff. So we got him. So we're going to try and see if we can get him together with Jason and do sort of a cabinet show.
Well, a few months ago, I played that one video of that guy who restores all those cabinets, and he had like a whole garage full of parts and monitors and all that. It's people like that are going to keep this stuff alive, because without them, just go price a real cabinet, one of your favorites that are restored, and you'll see what I mean.
I could probably go swear and probably buy that at cost, but there ain't no way in the hell I could put all that together.
Right.
So that's why I can definitely appreciate somebody that can get all that and put it together. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the price is good.
I could
Mhm.
barely
It'll
build my own
fit.
PC, let alone an arcade cabinet.
Yeah, there's many options out there. You could probably build the monitor and the sticks. Just get a
Mhm.
Raspberry Pi and do basically the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Simpleton asked about if anyone had done and stuff, and I've got a number of pies that are like Matt. I'm in the process of changing houses, as you know, but I've got a number of pies that are boxed that are going to drive the new all the automation in the new house, including some retro stuff. I know I'm a console retro guy, but I've got a number of pies that are earmarked for some retro
Mhm.
retro
Pies?
stuff. So Raspberry
Yes,
Pis. You familiar with
Raspberry
Raspberry Pis?
Raspberry Pi.
Oh,
It's
They're
just,
like
yeah.
microcomputers, like
Yeah.
literally like microcomputers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And people
never heard of
have been using them to put games and videos and stuff on. It's very cool, you know.
Run
Had a
servers,
retro feel to it.
run
Yeah.
servers, and use them
Right.
for
Yep.
all sorts of stuff. But yes,
Fit in your
Yeah.
pocket.
Yep.
And I noticed, Will, too. Your wife just asked if
Yes.
if I collect any movie memorabilia, and I actually do, and I'm not really sure how well you can see it, but kind of over yonder, that box sitting right there. That is a and the format has skipped my memory, but it's an RCA. It's not Laserdisc. It actually predates Laserdisc.
Really?
They're like giant plastic cartridges that have basically a record inside that has a movie on it, and you stick it inside and play it. But I also I'm a very avid collector of VHS tapes, and I have every Godzilla film that was released on VHS,
Wow.
Even the
including
obscure ones.
including all of the spin-off monster films. And I also have a very extensive collection of Ghostbusters memorabilia. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, and I'm actually in the process of one of the big things that I'm going to work on when I do move is I'm going to hopefully attempt to build my own ectomobile from just some like old SUV or car that I find.
That'd be so cool.
And I don't have Betamax yet. But that's just because finding a working Betamax player is damn near impossible. Yeah, I found one at a thrift store, and I plugged it in at the thrift store, and they had Betamaxes to test, and I put it in, and the tape started spewing out of the machine. And I'm just like,
oh man!
So yeah,
dude, if you get into collecting the old movies and stuff, man, they have the old not laser discs, the discs. They had a cartridge, a big one, and you fed the front of it in, and it would suck it out, and then
that's what
that's what he's talking
player is. That's sitting right there by that TV. I don't remember what they called it. It skipped my memory, but that's what the exact player.
My wife is trying to get me to get rid of my VHS. So in the garage, I have like these cases full of VHS movies. Certain movies I can understand she wants me to get rid of, but I will never get rid of them. But a whole bunch of other movies, I just can't. I can't get rid of it because they're movies, and I can't. I just can't.
Right, and you know the big thing that I want to start doing is I want to start digitizing like all of my VHS tapes, because you know in a few years that tape is gonna start rotting away.
Right.
Right. And you know I have the entire collection of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show on VHS, and those tapes are starting to show that they're not going to be around for much longer.
Yeah.
So I definitely encourage anyone that collects VHS tapes, like get digital copies of them. Like, do it, because in 20 years, we're not going to have that stuff anymore.
I got some jewelry when I did commercials for the jewelry store, and they said, "Hey, we're doing dads and grads, and we need a grad, and you're going to be it. Throw on this jewelry and stuff." So I did some commercials.
Oh, we got to see that, Ray. Where is that?
All right, I will get it digital. I will.
Come on, Ray. Why is that not posted? Why do you not have that? Ray, come on, dude.
All right, I'll work on trying to get it digital.
I'll
try and get it digital. And you're right, Matt. You're true, because that's a big scare too. Is I don't want those tapes to get damaged and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's like Dreamcast games. The discs from the Dreamcast were made pretty low quality, and they're starting to get disc rot. So people pop it in their system, and if you
geez.
hold it into the light, you'll notice there's like you can see light coming
See
through
through
the
them.
disc.
Yeah, that's when you know
Mhm.
it's
And people put them in, and they don't play anymore. So, and that's why I'm sitting here, and I'm just like, Nintendo needs to stop like suing emulating companies because
That's all you got.
they're just trying to keep these games alive.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be a different story if Nintendo was like, oh yeah, we're going to release the entire NES library for purchase, but they're not doing that.
Or in the cloud, you know, play all the 8-bit and 16-bit stuff. In
And
the
why
cloud
the
already.
hell aren't they? Like, can we talk about that for a second? Like, why? I know there's some games, but
they march to the beat of their own drum. That is for sure.
Exactly. And they're probably just checking out to see what these other companies are doing, because there are a lot of companies that are doing stuff in the clouds, and they're just watching. And you know, we'll see.
Also, I think what Nintendo likes to do is for the last several generations, they've been running off this theory of undersupply the demand. So it's it's getting people fighting in the streets and throwing babies through car windows and stuff like that. Where's the Super Mario 2? And then they'll finally put it out there, and everybody loves Nintendo. Then we're fighting over Mario Kart. You know what I mean? So they've always run. And to me, it's always weird because this is gaming. I can get where you do that elsewhere, but this is gaming where you would share joy. And who was it? Miyamoto that always talked about that. And you're purposely holding stuff from people when you could supply it in a better way. You know what I mean? So
I mean the amount of people that are sitting here that are like, listen, Nintendo, I will pay $50 for a collection of NES games. I will pay you money if you release, like, I don't know, like all the Kirby games from the past in a collection. But Nintendo's like, no, we're just going to sue emulating companies for billions of dollars.
Yeah, I would like to see them release The Legend of Zelda, the original, and then all of the variations that they made of that. You know, I would
Jeff hates emulators.
Jeff?
I can't stand emulators.
Well, he shakes his fists at clouds and says, "Get off my lawn." So
that's true. Got my console right there. My little console's right there. Ooh.
Wow.
Man. Well, Jeff, let's get in and talk about some of these games here in a second. Go ahead, sir.
What are we doing? Oh, this week in retro.
Yeah, I figured we could jump in and start discussing.
Pull it up, my friend. Pull it up.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
So for those that don't know or forget, every show I go through and I look at games that were released on that day, umpteen years ago, and of course we're kicking it off with the birthday boy himself, Pac-Man. The arcade was released in, of course, Japan. We talked about this earlier in the show.
Gotta love Pac-Man.
Power pellets.
Puck-Man.
Puck-Man, as it was called in Japan back in May 22nd, 1980.
Had a lot of good times with Pac-Man. Absolutely.
And I understand from your wife you were 2 months old, William.
Yes. I might be 2 months older than Pac-Man.
May 23rd in 2006, when it says multi, that means many, all of the consoles of the time. Jaws Unleashed.
I've never played this one.
And I know Certified Doc tweeted me and said that he loved this game back in the day.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was.
I have a picture of me inside Jaws' mouth at Universal Studios.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a current shark game out. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen
Maneater.
Vet play it.
Maneater.
Yeah.
Maneater.
Yeah.
Dude, ocean games creep me out, like Subnautica, stuff like that. I think I have a fear of deep water. I don't realize it.
Well, if you don't like, I don't think you would have liked Seaman. That was a creepy game.
Yeah, that was weird.
Leonard Nimoy's voice.
I think I rented this at Block. So I rented a lot. I had the.
I did too back in the.
I rented a lot of games from Blockbuster.
Oh
I think I rented this.
This looks pretty good for the PS2.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would have played this with my kids because in 2006 they would have been.
Wait, you're the shark? Not the
Yeah,
other way around. Okay.
your Jaws. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. So I would have played this with my 5-year-old. Yeah, my 5-year-old.
I mean, the movement of the shark looks pretty real.
Yeah, it looks good for the
Ah,
PS2.
yes, Echo the Dolphin. Yes.
Mhm.
Twisted Barber says Echo the Dolphin was better. Yeah, but he would get eaten by Jaws, though.
Echo the Dolphin was more frustrating than this, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of people
Oh my
struggled to
God.
complete Echo the Dolphin. For sure.
Then, of course,
yes.
so May 24th, 1996. That might have been my brother's wedding. When did he get married?
Ooh.
When the hell did he get married? I don't remember. Yeah, actually, I think May 20. I think that was my brother's wedding. I don't know. Metal Slug Super's Vehicle 01 for William's favorite console, the Neo Geo.
Yep. Neo Geo. I wished that I would have been a stuck-up rich kid, so I would have had the Neo Geo and had all the cartridges.
Jeff, this is why I play this emulator, because there's no way in the hell I'm gonna buy, and I can't do it.
Yep, to get a good Neo Geo, it's up to $2,000 with the HDMI already put on it and everything, and then you're talking up to $1,000 more per cartridge. That is a very pricey retro collection there. Matt, did you ever collect a Neo Geo?
I haven't, and you know what? And every time I find one I'll find one on eBay, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to add this to my watch list. Next paycheck, it's gone. I mean, it's like every time I find one. And even looking at like the Neo Geo CDs, because they're a little bit cheaper and a little easier to find the games for, they just get bought up every time they get put up. So
And Metal Slug is a classic game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
And-
everybody. MM2K, did you like the Metal Slugs back in the day?
Honestly, I didn't play them. I didn't play the Metal Slugs. Yeah, I had a friend until my brother got it. So actually saved up his money and got it. We had a friend, one of those rich kid friends that would bring the Neo Geo guy system over just to show it off.
Right.
Like it would never let us play it. Like, hold on, I just want to show you this. Gotta go home. You know what I mean? So,
Man, that reminds me of that that damn Nintendo Christmas movie that just came out.
All the kids came to see him play the Nintendo.
Where he's like directing church because he's got a Nintendo and no one else does. He's like, who's coming over to play?
Nah, that was my cousin, man. Like he had the Sega Master, he had the Atari, he had all that.
Yeah, the Metal Slug games were so fantastic because of the animations and how quick you could just jump in and start playing. It's a really good time.
Every time we show a Metal Slug clip, I go and I play it. I get on my emulator and I play it. And
that's the greatest thing about emulation, really. You can play these games and enjoy them the way they were meant to be played without having to have the hardware. But if you're a collector, I can certainly see why having the hardware and putting it out on display would be fantastic as well.
Shout out to SNK, man. They created a lot of games for the Neo Geo, the fighting games and the Metal Slugs, and they were beautifully well done.
Yeah, and they were giant cartridges, and they were the home release was identical to the arcade, and that's what was so spectacular about it. Plus, they were ahead of their time with memory cards, because if you had an arcade down the street and you had a Neo Geo, you could take your card with you down to the arcade and finish playing. Yeah, that was way
ahead of its time.
Oh,
I almost got it back in the 90s, man. I just didn't pull the gun. I just couldn't do it. Almost.
Sierra Rose asked MM2K, if you had to play one retro game for the rest of your life, what would it be? Like one you could jump into over and over.
It's gonna be it's gonna be an RPG, folks. It's gonna be an RPG.
No, you know what? No, it won't be an RPG only because
so you wouldn't play Valis?
Valis was like a action platformer. It was that I would love that game. It wasn't that long. I'm gonna tell you a game that I enjoyed over and over again was Blaster Master. I would pick Blaster Master.
Oh, nice.
Blaster Master.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah.
I had to learn that game because I got it as a kid, and I didn't even know you could get out of the vehicle. Once I figured that out, I was blown
I
away.
didn't know either for a while. Yeah,
I had
it like changed the
poster.
whole game.
I had the
Yeah.
poster on my wall, and I love that game. Love that game.
Very underrated game.
Yep, I agree.
I think I'd have to go with Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina.
Mm.
That's a really
I love
good one.
that game. I could play that over and over and over again.
Yeah, I've said it a million times. Mine would be Punch Out or Bionic Commando. Either one of those, I can just jump.
Yeah,
in
those are
and
good.
play.
Oh yeah, those are good
Fine.
ones.
Mine obviously are my boy Duke, and he,
Duke, Nuke,
my boy Duke.
Duke, Nuke.
Wow, Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh,
Always.
I'd probably say Luigi's Mansion.
that's a
That's a good
fantastic
one.
one.
That's a good one.
That blew me away, man. How
Yeah,
awesome that game
yeah.
was.
Yep. I was surprised when I got it. I just
The
got it just to
graphics were
get it.
great for that day. Yeah.
And I didn't think I would like it, but I loved it.
Yep.
That was a great game.
What's your take on the Dreamcast MM2K?
That was really, see, I had every system up until, and the Dreamcast was the last one, and then I kind of like took a hiatus. I took a hiatus from the N64, so I wasn't around during the N64 era. But the Dreamcast was a great system. I loved it. It just sucked because we would have a farmer's market by my house, and where there's like fruits and vegetables, and so you go down there, get a cucumber, get a tomato, whatever, and then you could go get pirated copies of the Dreamcast. And I knew when I saw the Dreamcast pirated games at the farmer's market, I said, "Damn,
over.
this thing is over. It's over." It's over, so yeah, I loved it, but then it was just that hiccup in technology where the at-home technology was too on par with the company technology, and I think that's what unfortunately ruined that platform. So
yeah. Well, that and I think it being released like
So
2
close to
years
Saturn.
before. Yeah, it was released like 2 years before the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox came out. So by the time those consoles came out, it was kind of already like dusted under the rug.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about it is, though, it was ruined out here in the Western. It actually did very well in Japan. It even went further into the 2000s in Japan. So, yeah.
Yeah, but Sega kind of slit their own throat. They released the Sega Saturn, and then within 6 months they released that.
I was pissed.
I
was pissed off about that.
I mean, the Dreamcast was technology-wise so far ahead of the Saturn. It was ridiculous. And talk about a jump. When I saw Ready to Rumble, I got so excited, man. I mean, that was amazing. That was amazing. Sierra Rose has one more question. She says, "For this one's for the whole panel. If you could have only one retro gaming unit, what would it be?" And I'm going to answer right away. That's the Neo Geo. If I could have one and all the cartridges, woo.
N64 for me.
64?
Yeah, too many good games on that.
Yeah. I would say Philips CDI, just because it's such a crapshoot of a console. But at the same time, I mean, I just got a game for it in the mail. I got the Joy of Sex, an educational game of sexual education.
Nice.
So it's just like, where else are you going to find games like that? But on the CDI.
Absolutely. They actually had some Zelda games that never made it to Nintendo, which is, I mean, they're not Zelda games really, but
but they're the only console in the history of gaming that got the green light from Nintendo to have a Zelda and a Mario game on it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Because the Philips CDI is basically the product of Nintendo's failed attempt to make a disc system with Sony that gave birth to the PlayStation. So Nintendo was like, all right, well, we're just gonna give the licensing to Philips, and Nintendo was like, never again are we doing that.
Nintendo not only did Nintendo bring gaming back from the dead after the Atari mess up, basically, but just think of how different gaming would be if any of these deals Nintendo fell through would have actually have connected. Like
went through.
I mean,
Yep.
it's incredible. They dealt with everybody from the TurboGrafx 16 to, I mean, it's just remarkable how many things Nintendo was involved with other companies that fell through.
It's like imagine if Sony was just a second party developer to Nintendo and
Exactly.
Sony never
Could've
made
happened.
consoles. Yep.
That's what was supposed to
Or
happen. Yeah.
or if Microsoft successfully bought Nintendo.
Instead of
tried
getting
to.
laughed away. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been completely different, man. It's remarkable how close things could have been very, very, very different. All right,
PS2.
Jeff, we're going to go back to
PS2 for me.
So
Ray. So you like the PS2?
If I could only have one, it would probably have to be the PS2 because I used to go to Blockbuster Video and record and make a copy. I'm not record, but make a copy. Wow, you finished this game fast. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And so
you
I
rent the game and run it through a process, huh, Ray?
I have. I'm not even gonna show it, but I have the disc holders. I got like 4 of those things full of.
You mean the two? Did you have the dual burner? Like you feed a disc into this side and you had the one on the other?
Yes, yeah. Come on, I know there's people that did it besides me. Don't
people like you, Ray, that killed the Dreamcast. Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, I had a buttload of copy games, man, and I could do. Some came out on DVD and some came out on regular CD, but I had a DVD copier and I could do it. You know,
right on. The first copied anything like that I played, Griefers Crew, who's in the chat or was in the chat. I went over there to play PlayStation, and he went to change games, and they were CDs, blank CDs. And I was like, what's that? He ended up having it modified. He had something soldered onto the motherboard.
Yeah. And, I had that for my old PlayStation 1 before it fried. I had the little mod chip to put on the PlayStation 1.
Mod systems here.
And you know what? He copied a game, and it was the worst game in the world. He probably felt bad for copying it at the end of the day. The Star Wars Terra Kassar fighting game.
Oh God,
so awful, man. So awful on the PlayStation. I love Star Wars, but I had to bail on that game.
I have one. Well, I have a difficult decision, but I'm gonna let Jeff help sway which way I go with this. So, Jeff, do you remember the Tandy 1000? You remember that?
I do.
Okay, but that's what I'm going with.
I used to have a Trash 80 as well.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
As we
call
trash. No, it's a TRS 80.
Oh,
and we used to call it the Trash 80.
Trash 80, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain exactly what those are, Jeff.
No, go ahead. No, Emmett, what's your question?
Well, see, the Tandy 1000 was it was a computer unit that took the 3.5 floppy disks. You put the disc in, and that's where, if you guys remember with the company Sierra, if you see these Sierra games like Police Quest and King's Quest, that's where those games became popular.
They were juggernauts.
Yeah.
Oh, they were huge. Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah. That's where those games came from.
I still play. I have that for the PlayStation. I don't know what it is. But I played Leisure Suit Larry on my channel on late night retro. I played it.
I had an aunt that I tricked into buying that game for. Took her to bed, but just like Leisure Suit Larry. What is this? What is this adult thing? I said, no, it just means that there's adults in the game. Oh, okay. Like, all right.
No, it's really not. I've done a late night retro.
Really not.
I've done a late night retro stream where I've done that. I also played the Dukes of Hazzard because I figured that was going to get me canceled.
Yeah. The best pirate game was on there. It was called Pirates. Yeah. But the best pirate, it was better. I don't care, Civilization, or it was like this crazy pirate game that was well ahead of its time. But the Sierra games on there, they were revolutionary because I've never seen games that in depth where they were the dialogue games, and you would literally be stuck for weeks because you would have to figure out the right dialogue to say to a person so you can move to the next part.
Oh, I'm a big fan of those text-based Zork.
Yeah, I was a fan of Zork.
Those text-based games. I was a big fan of those back in the
loved Zork
back in the day. Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, then too, how the computers would utilize like the beeping sounds to make like music. You know, it's like,
It's
like, whoa, this game's talking to me. It's like the voice synthesis.
Yeah, I used to have a Timex Sinclair 1000, but we sold it. I wish we hadn't. I wish I could go back to younger me and just slap me silly when we
Oh God, I
and
know.
my family to
Oh, me too.
to get rid of this. All right, so back to retro gaming. In the 70s, I was a big, even though I was Canadian, I was a big fan of Ken Griffey Sr. back in the 70s. And then, of course, you had his son. Now you've got
Woo!
Vladimir
Played the
Guerrero
crap out of this
Jr.
game.
I was a big fan of his dad when he played for the a big fan of his dad when he played for the Expos, and now Vlad Jr. is playing for the Toronto Blue Jays. But yes, Ken Griffey. I am trying to get some sports guys queued up for the fall to do talk an entire episode on sports.
So much memories, man.
Oh,
and I'm like, look at those graphics. Those are state of the art, awesome graphics, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I don't think this is
So
4K
realistic.
60.
Look at the billboard.
Look at the billboard. Oh my god.
Feels like I'm there.
Yeah, I remember playing the crap out of this game.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of baseball games, and they kept getting like better and better until like the show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
dude,
used to love these
triple.
games.
What was it? Triple play. RBI baseball.
Yeah, there were lots of them.
Oh, look at that.
Well, it's like Sierra said too, the backyard sports games that you would get out of the cereal boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was like the Wheaties. They'd always
Yeah.
partner with like the sports players.
I remember when you used to get good things from cereal boxes
Oh
in
my
general. Now
God.
you're lucky if you get like a fake tattoo or something stupid. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
You get a decoder ring that decodes nothing.
yes.
Oh, and dude, I love Archie. If you guys don't remember the Archie cartoon or the Archie comics, oh my god,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude,
I
Archie.
love
There's
them.
a lot of
And,
time to
and
break
these
down.
games, they paid attention to the little details, like if it was a hockey game, they wouldn't be offside and keep the play going. For example.
Yeah, checks. That's it. Checks
Yeah.
Quest.
Yeah,
I
Chex
remember
Quest.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wow.
1998. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, what do we got next?
You're up. This is
Thief-
a
yeah.
fantastic
Thief,
title.
Deadly Shadows. When it was on all of the,
Really?
all of the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't played this game, you guys should go back and check it out. It's very atmospheric, and it's like if I'm remembering correctly, it's a first-person type game, and you are literally a thief. You got to sneak around in the dark, and you're sneaking around.
That IP just got sold too. You know that with a bunch
did
of
it
other
really?
games. Yeah.
This might be the older one. Yeah. It must
Well,
be.
the brand like Laura Croft, this and some other stuff was sold to that one.
Oh, you're talking about Embracer Group.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Because who did Eidos when Eidos went out? Who did THQ take them? Or no, Square Enix took
Right.
them.
Square.
Oh,
Deus Ex. Also.
yeah. That's crazy, man. Those are
That's
some
almost
good.
20
Those are
years
some good
ago.
times.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know it.
Hey, the Shadows.
Some of them feel like a blink of an eye ago, and I remember them coming out and waiting in line for them. And
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Incredible Hulk. Wow.
So there was the Incredible Hulk and a Hulk game. Both came out, multiple platforms, both on the same day, both in the same year. So there was the Incredible Hulk
now,
I
Hulk.
had them both. I got them both.
okay, I want to give a little shout out here. Okay, Edward Norton was the Hulk in Marvel before the Hulk we know now, Banner.
Mark
the
Ruffalo.
guy-
Right.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. But when he got involved in the project, he rewrote some of the script and they changed the movie, the final cut, and all that stuff. But this is how the movie was supposed to start. It was supposed to start with him wandering out in the middle of nowhere to try to kill himself. He was going out in the middle of nowhere to eat a bullet to end his suffering, and the green guy, saves him. But the movie was supposed to start in a dark place for Edward Norton.
But it's not
And-
DC, so
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but see, he's got a gun. So that's the way the movie was supposed to start. Was him going so long without
That is dark.
Without him turning, and then he turns the gun on
You know
himself.
you can't show kids that, man.
And there he is. The green guy saved him.
Yep.
Oh.
I think that should have been in the movie. That would have made it a very interesting story.
Bro, I mean, that Hulk is too ripped.
Oh my God. There's got to be a billion polygons in them muscles. Oh, their faces aren't too bad. It is an older game.
Another one that's almost 20 years old.
General Ross and his men are chasing him.
Yep, he's looking at his heart rate. He's about to turn green. But I wish the movie would have started that way. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, that escalated quickly. Just fire a missile into the
Exactly.
building.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Yeah, for a single guy, you can't get a guy, just shoot him with a missile.
May 28, 2003, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory for Windows and Linux.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Came out worldwide.
We can't mention this game without mentioning the multiplayer component, because that was humongous.
Confession time. I never played Wolfenstein.
Oh
no! Never.
No, I'm with you. I would have never played it had it not been for my brother. I used to think that first person shooters were stupid. And my brother and his friends used to beat me up and tease me for it. And then one day he just said, "You know what? Come on, man, just play it." And I played it and fell in love with it ever since. But yeah.
Oh man, memories.
And I remember I was when I was in middle school, I was like, I love Wolfenstein. And when my teachers found out what the concept of it was, being Germany winning World War II, they were like, you best not be talking about this again. Cause I went to Catholic school and they were like, you best not be talking about this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was
I
when
can
they
imagine.
Yeah, it was when they heard the part about like the Axis powers have successfully taken over the United States.
Like, what in the hell are you playing?
They were like, this is why kids are messed up nowadays.
Yep.
You got a point there.
That is funny though. There was a in the 90s they were trying to make Congress decide what was appropriate to be in video games and whatnot. I'm so glad that that we didn't go that route.
Well, they did that with music too, with all the warning labels and whatnot, right, on music.
Yeah,
you never know; it could change, folks.
In a heartbeat.
Remember when what was it, Representative? Was it Yang from California? Remember the whole hot coffee thing, and he was basing his whole campaign on that, and he was like, "Video games are horrible. Look it up, this hot coffee thing," and come to find out he was smuggling drugs from Mexico. Like literally, like you're the real life Grand Theft Auto, and you.
Thank you, hypocrite.
Nice.
Yeah, this game for the multiplayer component really made an impact in the gaming world.
Yeah.
And now every game emulate this kind of gameplay, really. It's just amazing stuff.
Sniper Elite.
Oh, I can't wait for 5, man.
This week.
I'm hoping we get that on Stadia, crossing my fingers.
Hoping, yeah. Low charge porting, come on.
And if you guys like Sniper Elite, I don't know if you've played the Zombie Army games.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They're really good too.
They're really good too.
Stadia gave it to us for Pro, so I claimed that. Yeah. That's a really cool game.
That's a great game on there too. Yeah.
All right, Jeff, back to you, sir.
Surf's Up. For all, when I say all, I mean every platform you can name it: Game Boy, Wii.
Off.
My kids love the movies and they love these games, so I played a lot of these with my kids. As we all do and did.
Good highlighting, just those dollar store games that you find now, the GameStop 99-cent bin. Because I watched this movie growing up and I was like, oh, this movie's great. So it's like really good job covering those games that a lot of people are just like, this game's trash. But it's just like, no, it's like I liked the movies growing
It's
up.
just a niche thing, you know.
And I've gotten into some debates online with some people where they talk about, you know, either older games or indie games. Like indie games are trash. I'm like, that's somebody's, you know, somebody put their love into that.
Yeah.
So if would you like it if I walked into your work and said, "Oh, you wrote that report? It sucks."
Like what I hate
You know?
the most is when somebody tears something apart that wasn't even made for them. It's not their
Yeah.
genre. It ain't
Yeah.
their thing, and then they want to
Yeah.
crap on it. You know,
Yeah.
somebody did work real hard on it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
obviously
okay.
like it's a child's game based off a kid's movie. You're
Yeah.
like you're like 40 getting mad about
What
it.
do you
It's
expect?
like,
Welcome to the Lion King on the Sega, man. Okay,
Mhm.
that game.
Yeah.
Oh, I screamed at them. Giraffes,
Yeah.
or monkeys. One of
But
them.
I have
hated
in
Simba after
my
that game.
in my collection, I've got a bunch of these kid games because
Mhm.
back in the early 2000s, I had kids. I had
Yeah.
little kids, so when these games came out, I had little kids and we played them.
But I'm
So I
not gonna
thought-
lie, dude. I'm not. There's outright games. There's a lot of outright games that I actually play. I mean, I played the Transformers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know Anthony. He
turn-based
loves the Fast and the Furious one.
Mhm.
Squid. He was streaming that last night. Transformers.
He was even
Yeah.
playing My Little Pony
Yeah.
the other day.
Yep. So
But yeah. Well, that's why shows like this are important, because I think what it is with this newer crowd, everything has to be conveyor belt. Like you know, you got, you know, if it's not God of War, you know what I mean, and if it isn't this, or if it isn't that, it's trash.
yeah,
It's
like if you don't get that instant gratification
That's
of
it.
doing something every time you press a button.
Exactly.
Well, and not
yeah.
only that, we've all been spoiled. We've all been spoiled to the thing. Like, we expect content now. Where is it?
Right.
Why aren't you
Yeah.
giving it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't it better? You know, like
Exactly.
Honestly, some of these AAA games that everybody's been talking about, some of them didn't do too great.
They didn't.
No.
Thank you, Ray.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray. Exactly.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, I bought some $70 games, and they're like, I played it, and I was like,
New World was supposed to be. There was one guy that said New World was going to be World of Warcraft killer. And I know, Ray, I know you still play it, but other than that, I don't know a lot of people that are still playing New World. And that was
I was
supposed to be-
super psyched for it, super into it. I played it, and then it was like, okay, I'm just doing the same shit over and over again.
I like doing the same shit over and over.
Get a love repetition.
Come on. Chop
Oh,
the tree,
gosh.
kill the rabbit.
I have a
Chop the
question,
trees, kill the rabbit.
I have a question for MM2K and Matt.
Yep.
Like, for me, man, the gaming wars or gaming conversations has changed from the bus rides at school to today. Like, for me, I could get in a heated debate with my friend about, Sega does what Nintendo don't, and then I'm at his house playing Nintendo.
Yeah.
And we're still friends. So how has the gaming wars or the gaming conversation changed since you entered it, MM2K?
No,
Oh.
I'm gonna go there. SP.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
You're gonna go there.
It's the end of the channel. He's gonna lose his channel now. No, I think it's twofold. It's like my cousin had the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo. I had the Genesis, and every day at school we would argue which one is better. But guess what? When I went to his house, I'm playing the hell out of NBA Jam on his version, and he's coming and playing. I forgot what John Madden football on mine. You know what I'm saying? It was always this thing. It was just a competitive, friendly nudge between gamers, on both regarding both systems or any other or multiple systems. But it was always at the end of the day, we're gamers, so we're going to touch all this stuff, right?
We
Take
have,
that.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, take that and fast forward to now, where I hate to get on this soapbox. Everything is just socially acceptable to be as disrespectful as possible. So now, not only did you pick something else that I didn't pick, that's not in my Instagram photo stack, but I'm going to tell you why my purchase was better. And I'm going to do it in the most humiliating way possible, so I can look like I'm right and you're wrong. Because we're not playing together. Now we're not going to play together, so I don't even have to worry about that camaraderie. So it's just a mix of of just the current culture, the unfortunate things within this current culture, and the fact that back in the day, it was all about friendliness. But at the end of the day, I knew I was going to play your Super Nintendo. You're going to play my Genesis. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
We
And I
have one of
never.
those stickers, the coexist, like religious ones, since coexist in the back of the cars. Ours is consoles. So it's got like a Dreamcast, it's got a Wiimote, it's got like a bunch of different stuff on it, and that's my take on it. Is like, why can't we just all get along, guys? You play what you want to play. We're all gamers in the end.
I jumped into some conversation between an Xbox and a PC guy, PlayStation guy, bitching about something, and I just typed in, said, "Who cares? Just play the games. Just play games. Who gives a shit?"
You gotta also hold on. You gotta also understand that there's also different ages of gamers. There's mature gamers, there's young gamers, everybody, I try and tell everybody that, play whatever you want to play. It is your perspective on what you think is good. What you play might not be something I play. Like my son loves playing Fortnite. That's a game I don't play. And he's been, come on, Dad, play it. I'm just like, when I was young, maybe I was into these games, but now being older, there's the hardcore gamers, there's the casual gamers, old school gamers. I gotta have everything gamers, which most people call me that. A lot of all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, I just think people should just be respectful of one another and just if you don't like to play, like when I was playing with Stadia, like I said, man, somebody egged my car because I like Stadia.
What?
Yes.
But
they I had a pony. That's a Sony player. And I had a bot, the Xbox player, and they was like, "You say one more thing about cloud gaming, I'm gonna smack you, Ray."
That's not why I egged your car. Not why I did
Not why I slashed your tires, Ray.
Not why I did it.
I won't subscribe to your OnlyFans. That's why.
We didn't renew.
But yeah, I'm like, why the hate?
Yeah. But Ray, you know what I'm noticing too, where it's just something in the air. And I can taste it sometimes, and it makes me want to gag. And so I don't know what it is. But back when we were 16, like say if you had the Genesis and I had the Super, like we're talking smack, throwing paper at each other. Oh, but then we're going home and we're playing on both of these systems. Yeah. If I talk to my 16-year-old today, who he's big on PC. Oh, I'm part of the PC master race, and I won't play these console peasants. And he's serious.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm probably, I would say in this group, I'm probably the youngest one in the group right now. Because when I really started getting into gaming, it was during the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era. And, it was 2002, 2003. And I remember everyone in my school, again, they were the rich kids. They all had the PlayStation 2. Nobody had the Xbox. Everyone had PS2. And I got the GameCube for Christmas. And I was thrilled. I got Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Smash Brothers Melee. And I come walking in and I'm like, I got the GameCube. And everyone's just like, you suck. and I think my generation of kids is really kind of where the gaming hatred for each other kind of started, because I didn't have any of that experience of, yo man, come on to my house, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the PlayStation. Come to my house, I got Super Smash Bros on the GameCube. It was just, Matt, you have a GameCube, don't talk to us, do not engage with us. And then two, it's the way it is nowadays. It's like with the new Mario Strikers game that's coming out on the Switch, everyone's complaining because there's a couple different characters that aren't in it that were in the last one. And I'm like, everyone just wants to find the smallest, most just useless things to complain about because they want to seem like they have an important opinion in the gaming industry. And it's just like, does it suck if a character that I really wanted in the game isn't in it? You know how mad I am that Waluigi is not in Smash Bros. After all the DLC characters, he's not in it.
Wow.
But I'm still if I really don't like it that much, I'm just not going to play it. It's that simple. But everybody has to just feel like they got the most important opinion about themselves.
We were talking about. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, Maker of Chaos's comment: you can love a small budget film, but it's the Marvel movies that puts people in the seats. Well, guess what? Where do you think these big budget movies started? They started from scratch.
Mhm.
I think you also have to support these indie guys and uplift them so they can become the big Marvel.
Exactly.
If somebody is just starting out and you just crap on it, how are they ever going to grow?
Exactly.
You know, and it's funny. It's you mentioned how like people just like crap on indie games and small indie movies, but then at the same time, they're gonna get mad that these big billion-dollar companies aren't doing what they want. It's like, how about if you gave the indie people a chance? Maybe you'll actually get what you want.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Well, they're gonna have to do that now because there's going to be a AAA drought.
And some of the AAAs, they only care about the money. So they'll just cut and paste whatever piece of crap for the last, 2 consoles, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And people go, oh, I'm going to go buy it. I'm going to go buy it. I'm going to spend my $80 and I'm going to keep buying this piece of crap.
Yep. Publisher is not listening to you. They're making decisions in the boardroom.
I do not. I mean, a 2-lettered company.
Exactly.
Who's about to be sold.
I'm muted.
2-letter company that's going to be sold.
Whatever, Maker.
Speaking of the gaming war, it's even different in magazines. I mean, think about back in the day when you'd read a magazine. Sometimes I would skip the Neo Geo stuff because I would never have a Neo Geo. But I never looked at TurboGrafx 16 and went, "Oh, that game's trash. Look, it doesn't have this many colors." So even the way we look at content has changed. It's kind of remarkable.
Okay, so I think we got one more set of tweets there.
Yes.
Boss man.
We're on the last one.
Oh yeah, Hitman Blood Money. I know everybody loves the Hitman games.
Oh, they're awesome.
Hitman Blood Money from 2006. Sometimes you forget these games have been around for a long time in various incarnations.
Yes, and they've been remade and all kinds of stuff. And shout out to Eli Levy, the silent assassin. He is so fabulous at the remake of this game that's on Stadia. He speed runs, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. I know he's in college right now. He's working his tail off, but I wanted to give him a shout out because he is amazing.
There we go. Awesome.
But yeah, this game is cool. The Hitmans were very, very, very cool.
Oh my goodness.
For the stuff you were able to do.
See, that's never do that to somebody. Come on. He didn't even let him zip it and put it back in.
He's walking around pointing.
He's got his thing hanging out. Hey, everybody. Where is he at? Anthony's house?
I think he might be, right?
It's dirty enough to be Anthony's house.
Hey, if he puts on some urban wear.
That's horrible. You guys are horrible.
All right, Jeff, we're gonna go to the last one here.
So we all love Crazy Taxi. We talk about the Simpsons Hit and Run game being a copy of it. So here we go. Play the Crazy Taxi. This was a UK version for our UK friends. I try not to leave our UK friends out.
I enjoyed this title on Dreamcast. I loved it.
I think that was probably the best system to play it on. I mean,
I would agree with you, especially at the time.
Yes. The music was crazy too. It was really good.
It was, man. I loved Crazy Taxi. They made a clone type Crazy Taxi game with the Simpsons, and then then they made Simpsons Hit and Run, which is more closer to Grand Theft Auto than Crazy Taxi. But I always get those two confused.
You do.
Petter, I agree with you 100%. Crazy Taxi does need a remake.
I agree.
There was a guy who did an Unreal Engine version of the beginning of the Simpsons game, but it got taken down.
That'd be cool.
I need these links. I need to see the Superman and I need to see the Simpsons in Unreal, man. I need to.
You gotta check out the Skyrim one too.
Yes,
I do.
Yeah.
Maker
But
says, I think they are working on a Crazy Taxi remake. That'd be awesome.
that would be fantastic, Maker of Chaos. Lots of good
I
memories.
had a different game listed on this day, June 1st, but I
Bill
decided
Walsh.
I switched it up to Bill Walsh College Football.
Wow.
I put this in for Ray.
That is a throwback.
Hold
And it's
on.
even got the old EA commercial. EA, it's in the
Yay.
game. Love
Before
that.
they started sucking.
Yeah.
Oh, Tracy, you do not mention that in front of our guest.
Hey,
Bill Walsh, look at him.
I'll do this for you. Emmett's football for you, Mr. Dallas Cowboy fan.
I got that. I've also got
Troy Aikman.
Dion. I got Troy. I got
All
a sealed copy of Emmett.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is bringing back memories.
It's so weird seeing like your state's college team like on the screen. Like I saw it just popped up with Florida State, and I'm like, I live in Tallahassee.
Fountain.
Man, I just want some Tecmo Bowl. I'm sorry. I love Tecmo Bowl, man. That was my jam. Double dribble. Larry versus Bird. I didn't play a lot of sports games. but
Coach
those ones,
K.
center ice.
Another one from the Tandy 1000 era was Magic Johnson's basketball. A lot of people didn't touch that one, play that one, I'm pretty sure, but it was the first basketball game that had deep, detailed statistics with it, and different statistics for the players. So,
Did he always have white hair, Ray?
What are you talking
When we got
about?
old.
What are you talking about, man? Look, do not make fun of the great Bill Walsh, all right?
Never played that Bill Walsh football, but
I did.
I mean, if
played
you
it.
really want to go far into sports, talk about some NFL football on the television.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I ran out of space and I didn't want to go to a fourth one, so I never got to June 3rd. But anyways, June 2nd, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban for the PlayStation.
Azkaban.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever. I'm not a
I thought he was.
This was a really good game.
I thought he was
I'm not a
gonna say
Harry Potter
Taliban.
guy, so
It's okay. We still love you.
yeah, Harry Potter guy. Never read the books to my children. I failed as a father. I never read these books to my children.
welcome to the club.
Never too late.
Yeah, I tried Retro Bowl. I can't see.
I'm pretty sure my 21-year-old is not sitting around while I read him Harry Potter. Just saying. So
they have a
Well,
new
have you tried?
They have a new Harry Potter game coming out.
no.
They do Legacy. I can't wait.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
pretty darn
I
cool.
saw a
Yeah.
playthrough of it. It looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, look good.
I mean, for younger people and even older people that love the franchise, it'll be a way to experience the world kind of firsthand. It does look really fun.
Well, it hits a lot of ages because I mean the movies came out and the books came out over such a long period of time.
Yeah,
I mean, I
they're
think I was
adults
like in
now.
fifth
Yeah.
grade when the books came out.
Oh my God! Well, you gotta stop. I'm so old.
Read it on live stream and I'll tune in.
I just remember going to Harry Potter.
Pretty sure the video would get taken
Castle,
down.
Going to Universal Studios, and oh my God, just parents are getting robbed.
Oh yeah, for them. Hey, you bought a wand, didn't you, Ray?
Dude, he wanted. I went for a $75 one, but he wanted like a
Jesus.
$100 one, and I'm like, the
It only
wand
works here,
does
damn
not
it.
do anything. It's a stick. It's a stick.
I'll go in our backyard. I'll shave the bark off something. There you go.
Exactly.
Come on, Harry. Lift with your knees, Harry.
Say,
Lift with
I'm
your
going to buy
knees.
you a $5
He's a wizard. He can get away with
pocket
that.
knife, and I'll show you how to whittle.
And why was he?
Why
If he's a
can't you just
wizard,
lift the
why
box
was he?
of
Why were
wand?
they carrying it?
My wife won't let me post the video of her on the broom flying over the Harry Potter world, but I think I'm going to do it, pretty soon.
Oh God.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That sounds fun, actually.
Yeah,
love
they
Harry
had a green screen where kids could get on the broom and fly around, and my wife got on one. So she says, if you even put that on social media, I'll kill you.
Oh, you better not.
It's the whole broom, isn't it, Ray?
It's like
Oh, that's funny.
it's like a witch.
But yeah, that Harry Potter was pretty cool. But
All the
new
Harry Potter
one-
games are really good.
Yeah, but
Yes, I
the
agree.
new one looks like it's going to put all these to shame, like
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you can't compare the older games to the new ones.
Gotta look at them with today's eyes.
Gotta look at it with today's eyes.
Old eyes, I
Somebody,
guess.
somebody
Old
brilliant
eyes.
must have said that. Somebody brilliant must have said
Someone
that.
brilliant.
I think it was a pervert that said that.
Oh wow.
Either one.
Both.
Either one.
Brilliant
Thanks again,
pervert.
Ray, for subscribing to resubscribing to my OnlyFans.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you
that,
wish
buddy.
in your dreams, buddy, in your dreams. Guys, do not look at his hot tub streams on Twitch.
Hot tub
warning
streams
you.
are coming. Hot
Do
tub
not
streams
look
are
at
coming.
the hot tub
Are you
streams.
gonna start
on
writing
Twitch.
people's names on your arm?
MM2K
Oh,
is MM2K is coming to Canada.
No, he's
he's
not.
gonna do a
No, he's
face
not.
reveal
No,
in
he's
the
not.
hot tub.
In the hot tub.
In July.
I'm just,
Floating on an
gonna peek my
inflated
head up
giant
on the
people.
side of the tub and just put it back down.
That's hilarious. We are basically at the end of the show. So thank all of you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us today and participating in the chat. We certainly appreciate it. But we're going to go all the way around, starting with MM2K. Let us know what you're going to be up to and where people can find you, sir. I also put a bunch of your links down in the description if anybody wants to go and follow the legendary MM2K.
Yeah, I got too many of them. Yeah, SPG. I got to do something about that. I'm like on everything. I'm still on MySpace. I got my MySpace link up there now. But no, I'm going to be creating content. Actually, I do an open mic session on Tuesdays. I'm going to do that tomorrow. It's going to be a special open mic for our stadiums. We're going to just chat about some things. And then I'm going to also, we're making a program change. Wednesdays is going to be SSC podcast again. People's work schedules keep flipping, and so we got to flip. So stay tuned for more information on that. And check us out on stadiadosage.com where we talk about a lot of Stadia news, but that's all I got planned for this week.
Right on. Well, thank you, MM2K, for making the time to join us. It was so much fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Matt, how about you, sir? What have you been up to besides moving?
Yeah. So I mean, that's really the big project I'm going to be working on. Hopefully, I'm resetting all my social media. Really, the only place you can find me active right now is on Twitter, but that's hopefully going to change with updates on Twitter. But my big project that I'm going to be working on.
I'm glad I talked you out of quitting Twitter.
Yeah. That was a whole other thing. But I mean, the big
I had
project.
a big conversation one day about him quitting Twitter, and he created an Instagram, and I had to run over there and follow him because he's going to be a guest. And I'm like, I'm going to quit Twitter. Well, I can't get a hold of you then, dude.
I'm going to lose, Matt.
I was tired that day. I was tired. But the big project that I'm really going to be focusing on is really I'm just going to start documenting my process of setting up the new game room. So once that starts rolling, I mean, you're going to start seeing videos of the build basically just kind of from scratch. So and then from there, I'm really just going to be doing kind of what I was originally wanting to do, just covering gaming consoles of the past, just historical facts about all the old stuff.
That's fantastic. I love that stuff, man. And were you? I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you done?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thank you for making the time, man.
Yeah,
I know that you're super busy, but we always love sitting down with you.
Absolutely.
Ray Sherrod, where can people find you? What are you going to be up to?
Tonight I'll be streaming on Ray3473 on Twitch. There's a game that I picked up for $2.50 on the Epic Game Store called Religion, where I play a prophet and I get people to join my cult. Then after that, because it's a double feature, I'm gonna play some Blood Hunt after that. And then tomorrow, it's the SBC. We're doing PUBG on Stadia. And then Tuesday, I'm doing Moving Out on Luna. And I also do a sports show with Vet Cloud Gaming. We talk about football. I also do a show with Rock. We talk about Stadia news, reviews, and pro games. John Scar, Stadia Pro, and myself. And then Cloud Nation TV with Dr. Spaceman, Vet Cloud Gaming, JD, and Maker of Chaos. And God, and then I think I was just asked, I looked at my DMs, look for me to get interviewed by a very special person this week. I'll post it on my Twitter page. Fantastic. And that's it, guys. Thank you, MM2K. I love you, man. Thank you, Matt. Retro Life, thank you for being on the show. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Miz Tracey, what are you going to be up to?
All right. Well, I'm just always gaming. I do a variety of games. I've got quite a few that we're gonna be playing. We got Craftopia, Halo, Ark. I think I'm gonna start Valheim soon. I've never played that, and I'd like to get into that. But I just play a ton of different stuff. You can usually find me on Twitch. My link's in the description. Trying to get to 2K followers. I've got less than 100 to go. And when I hit 2K, I have this awesome guy who supports my channel a lot. He is giving me $500 when I hit 2K followers, which would be great because I've got medical bills to pay.
Jeff, where'd you get $500?
Yeah. I said awesome guy.
Oh.
I'm kidding, Jeff. But yeah, you can find me on Twitch, and then all my links, my YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitter, all that stuff is on Twitch too, or MizTracey.com.
Right on. Well, I'm before Jeff, so Jeff's gonna end it for us. But I'm SPG. You're here on my channel now. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then every other Sunday I do Retro Rewind. On Tuesday I do Stadia Rocks with the Rock brand over on YouTube. And Tuesdays and Thursdays every other week I do a show with the Climax called The Man Cave, and that's about it for me. Had a blast today. Jeff, how about you? Where are you going to be?
Well, this is a long weekend in Canada. Shout out to all our Canadians, a Victoria Day long weekend. So I may actually break out and do the city's sky, whatever the hell that piece of junk game is called. Yeah, Skylines, whatever. I horrible last week. I'm going to try it again and reset my world, and I'm going to build it properly to rebuild my town, I guess.
People ain't gonna have no power, no lights, folks.
I'm gonna start there.
They're gonna die.
Stupid people were complaining.
Oh
my god, stupid people were tweeting at me, and stupid people. And then Monday, 8 p.m. Wreckfest Monday community play on Stadia. Tuesday, The Business of is my new show, MM2K. I'm going to send you a link to the first episode.
Yeah.
I'd love to have your feedback on that. But this week we're doing sports taxation. Taxation and jock taxation. Wednesday, I'm back to doing some Super Animal Royale and created a community stream. Got nothing to do Thursday. Friday, Retro Gaming Friday night. We're going to play some more Justice League and the original Ratchet and Clank. And then I also just want to give a quick little shout out. Next show, which is going to be on June 5th, we've got Retro Gaming Brews, and it's his birthday. And we also have Geek Mid. So we've got two huge guys in the retro gaming community. So they're going to be on our next show. And then, just shout out to them. So it should be fun with a couple of long retro guys for that. And that's it. Thanks, everyone in the chat. William, Miz Tracey, Ray, thank you as always. Matt and MM2K. Appreciate you guys coming on again.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you guys for making the time, and thank all of you for tuning in to episode 7 of season 2 of Retro Rewind. We appreciate all the communication in the chat and participation, and we're out of here, guys. Later.
Have fun, guys. Play those games.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.